My technician just informed me that you have some questions about vaccines.
Yes, I do. Yeah. My son's coming up for his first round of shots, and my wife and I were just really freaked out by it. We want to get some info.
You want some info on vaccines?
Yeah.
Any particular? I can give you some package inserts if that helps.
No, it's he's 6 months old. He's going in for his first round of shots. So we're just really we're freaked out. We're scared. We're scared of it.
Well, vaccines are life-saving, and you know they're time tested. We've had vaccines for decades now, and you know vaccines have eradicated a lot of really serious diseases like smallpox. So you know I would just say set aside your anxiety, you know, and get them done on schedule as your pediatrician has recommended. That's the best kind of thing that you can do for your child.
Well, you're saying that you know vaccines have gotten rid of diseases, but what about all the side effects? And our niece just got diagnosed with autism, and that happened about 6 months after she got her first round of shots. So you know, you're telling me all this stuff, but you know this is my kid. I don't think you're really concerned about my kid that much.
Well, there's no link between vaccines and autism. There's no proven link. There's no evidence. And you know, as pharmacists, we do try to be evidence based. And I would say to you, you know, don't worry about the risk of autism.
Well, it's
there's
my
just
kid.
no link. And I understand. Of course, it's your kid. But there's no evidence right now. So go into it knowing that there's no evidence. In fact, there was one study that was done many years ago, and it was false data. That particular scientist falsified data so that he could get recognition. And ever since then, you have all of this false information on the internet that just freaks people out, makes them think that, you know, vaccines are going to kill them or hurt their child or something. There's just no evidence for that happening.
I think there's a lot of evidence out there. I've read lots of stuff on the internet. I've watched a lot of TV shows, and I've talked to a lot of other parents. And you know they've got what's that vaccine injury fund and you know that's I don't trust the government and the pharmaceutical industry. I think that's just a bunch of lies. How much money do you get from the pharmaceutical industry?
Well, I don't get any money from, you know, I'm obviously paid by my employer, and I don't get any money from any kind of pharmaceutical industry or anything like that. I'm just going by my education and what I've learned, and that is that vaccines really carry very minimal risks. So the risks that you can expect for your child really are injection site reactions, potentially they might have a fever for a couple of days, and that's the extent of it. I doubt that your child will experience anything else. Recently, there was some data out there on febrile seizures, so your child might have febrile seizures after this.
What the heck is that? What's that?
Oh, it's just a seizure that happens due to fever.
I heard seizures can harm your kids, and I don't want my kid to get epilepsy either. I mean, that's not cool. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Well, it's a very, very low risk. You know, everything can...
Yeah, but it's not your kid.
Right. And my kid is vaccinated, if that helps. Yeah. But, you know, everything has side effects. Everything carries with it risk. For example, you drive, right? Do you know how many motor vehicle accidents there are? How many people die from motor vehicle accidents? A lot. And so ultimately, you know, you have to think about protecting your child. You have to think about protecting other children. If your child is unvaccinated, you are potentially infecting other children, especially babies that are not able to be vaccinated yet. So, for example, last year, did you hear about that measles outbreak? That particular child that was the first child to have measles in that outbreak was not vaccinated. Goes to Disneyland, infects all the other children around them, and
well, it's just like chickenpox, though. They all get it, and then they get over it, and then they don't get it again. So I mean, and then they're not, that child wasn't exposed to a vaccine.
Well,
and then they don't end up with autism or something.
Right, and for certain things that would be true. You know, inheriting the immunity. That's not true for these preventable diseases. They are deadly. Measles can cause, worldwide, it causes 164,000 deaths. That is huge. You are putting children at risk. In fact, now in California, you can no longer be exempt on a religious or a philosophical basis because of a mindset that if you don't vaccinate, you are going to harm other kids.
Well, that's why I'm not voting for my congressman again, and I think vaccines put kids at way more risk than they help prevent. So I'm just not convinced.
Well, I can certainly give you some materials. Maybe you can do some research on some credible
Yeah,
websites.
it's probably just some stuff from the government, and I'll trust other parents. I think they're more credible than you.
Okay, well, I'm sorry I wasn't able to convince you. Feel free to contact me if you have any other questions or if I can help.
I don't think I will.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Well,
thanks.
have a great day. Thank you
All
so
right,
much,
thanks.
sir.